there's a large amount of people who will argue that it is a very, very even matchup, right? Because both of these characters are going to be zooming across the stage. If Ori gets off stage once, Maypul can just rinse, repeat, edgeguard. If Ori can get Maypul off stage once, Ori can rinse, repeat, edgeguard, etc., etc. You know, they have some of the same strengths and weaknesses as the other, but either way, Lucy's just going to go straight in, swing right off the bat.
Yeah, true, with 2 jet afters, but now she's back again off stage. We're just seeing a little bit of neutral, and yeah, just getting a few hits, like.
Yeah, just getting a few hits here or there. And speaking of hits,
oh my god!
Oh no, Readek almost losing the entire stock off of missing a single hit.
I thought he died there. I really thought he just went for it all.
Yeah, honestly, I was half convinced, but either way, Lucy gonna be losing that first stock real quick into this, and now Readek, we have to see what he does in order to hold on to this lead.
Yeah. Readek extending his lead again, and
oh my god!
Oh my
god!
No. All right. I think he's happy with that trade.
I think he's definitely happy with that trade. I also think he definitely could have made it back from that. Either way, Lucy on the back foot here, but just going to continue to try to rack up as much damage as possible, you know, holding on to that safe position. But Readek able to sneak back on stage, and Lucy with the immediate reversal, though.
Lucy getting a few of those percents, sort of finding her ground, and Maypul is fairly light, so she might die fairly soon to something, but this is nothing too good for Lucy right now. Yeah.
Oh my lord, I was not expecting the... I was expecting double tether up air into a double jump up air, but you know, Readek knew that was what Lucy was expecting as well, going to be able to cover that with a fair, gonna take game one in dominating fashion. But then again, we've seen this from Readek before, right? Where Readek will start off the sets in a relatively dominating fashion, and the opponents will have that adaptation factor when you don't have the threat of Readek playing multiple characters is a little bit rough.
Yeah, that is very true. Now Lucy is going on Rockwall as if the first game didn't go by fast enough, you know?
Man, Escape is crying right now, wishing that he could have been here to see it. But either way, Lucy trying to make Readek cry a little bit on his own. But, you know, Lucy, she's going to be able to start things off much more, you know, much more stably than the last game, which is impressive for a stage as volatile as this one.
Yeah, for sure, and that should be that. Alright, getting a good lead is... And, oh god, I can't talk. Anyway, is
all good. I mean, either way, gonna be starting things off with a strong lead, but Readek immediately firing right back in a forwarder to take the stock right back.
Oh, I like the bash coverage with the side B. That was really good.
Yeah, that's some nice coverage.
No.
Either way, you know, Lucy starting up another edgeguard. Readek in trouble here. Forward strong, not going to be able to kill just yet, but no resources on Readek. Lucy just committing to that up strong, not gonna actually land it though.
Yeah, one thing Lucy usually does is she usually just keeps you at ledge and tries to get her kills off of that. Kinda like that, but not with that tap at the eye. But still.
Say it with me, friends. Not a kill move, baby, but either way, Lucy looking to turn anything into a kill move here. Double back air, not gonna do it just yet.
Oh, the
but Parasol's doing so much damage on the flaps.
Yeah, now we're seeing kind of a repeat from, or like not a repeat, it's reversed from last game. It did take a little bit longer, but that's more because, yeah, Lucy is style can be a little bit slower at times.
A little slower on the uptake. Either way, you know, Lucy might have taken a game to wake up, but man, if anyone's woken up by now, Lucy's definitely one of the people I put on that table.
Mm-hmm. Now we're
All
going
right.
on.
Going from one of the smallest stages to one of the larger ones, you know, Readek looking to control the neutral rather than just get destroyed by the small openings that Lucy creates.
Definitely. And now Lucy getting another combo going, a little one, and another one.
Oh, and Readek able to slip right past Lucy here. You know, while it was so strong in Readek's favor early, the percents are actually very, very similar.
Yeah, and now with Readek off stage, getting hit by the up smashes might lead to death pretty soon. Oh, but not for Readek. It was for Lucy.
Yeah, that fair spike gonna be able to take that first stock real quick. It means that Readek now in the lead, going to be able to force Lucy to approach, which seems to be one of her weaker moments, as Readek just continually batting away these neutral options and surviving for so long.
Yeah, Readek is like at 140%, not a percent you want to necessarily see Maypul, but I think in the last games Lucy hasn't really hit.
Oh my lord!
Like actually fair, but Readek, like, I got the kill with the uppy and the Misty Eye on the up there. What can I say?
Readek, buddy.
Oh my god.
Okay, never mind.
Wait, that was also 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is like pretty much as fast as the game on Jules Fade.
Okay, so it seems that Readek is winning the odd games in a very convincing fashion.
That's my
Now the question is it, you know, a trend that Lucy is going to continue to win the even games? Who knows? I mean, if you're Lucy here, you know, you need to win this even game. You want to hold on to that momentum.
Yeah.
You know, back and forth is totally fine here. But both of these players able to rack up damage very easily. It's a matter of who takes that first stock seems to take the entire game.
Yeah, that is true. Now we're again seeing it's a little bit like last game, but it was just even the first stock, and then someone just takes over the lead. Might be Readek this time again, however. But Lucy has Readek off stage, and the Misty Eye only up there.
Oh my lord, Readek, you play this character. You can't be dying like that.
Yeah.
Either way, you know, memes aside, Lucy has been doing a great job catching these DI moments with the up air, but Readek gonna be able to steal out that edge guard with the F strong. Lucy, on the other hand, struggling to get back to stage, struggling to reset to neutral, but not struggling to rack up damage. Dear lord.
Yeah, I think she's now woken up with and hitting more of her combos. And the read on the tether.
Yeah, I mean, up strong, phenomenal move for covering tether. Covers literally every single tether option because why not? Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, true. And Readek is just really struggling to keep his footing right now. He has to like get a few hits, but Lucy is absolutely not letting him. Just always being right where he wants to be and then hitting him out of whatever he does.
Exactly, but either way, another up tilt going to be catching the aerial down B, and Lucy just trying to make sure that Readek doesn't have a chance to come back. And we are once again continuing the trend. Readek on odd games, Lucy on even. Now let's see if it continues, because game one going to Readek could mean very, very disastrous things for Lucy if it continues exactly the same way it's been going.
Yeah, this set really just seems to be a counterpick war.
I feel like Readek just goes to like Fire Capital or well, it is going to be the Lovers of Aether variant of Tower of Heaven, a much smaller stage overall, which I had not anticipated for Readek here.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think of Maypul, I usually think of like fire capital as well, just because of big and Maypul speed hacks. But I wasn't kind of. I don't know how it works against Ori because Ori is also very fast.
I mean, a large part of this matchup, right? You have to understand as the Maypul player that Ori is going to be controlling the pace of the game, and Lucy, on the other hand, going to continue with that trend of controlling the pace of the game. And
Yeah.
Readek, if you're not in the lead, has so much trouble with forcing Lucy to approach on his terms.
Yeah, with seeing Lucy did kind of just like take the momentum from last game this time and is running with it. However, Readek doesn't want to let that happen, and that should be a death. That should be death, yeah. And now we're seeing fairly even game. I haven't seen that on the second stock.
Yeah, I mean, either way, Lucy just hasn't taken a single bit of percent yet. 103 and counting on Readek on the other hand.
Yeah, Readek just is trying to get back in. And Lucy finally hit an F smash after all this time. Like off an edge guard.
If you're Readek there, you're kind of kicking yourself in the butt a little bit. Definitely had heard the strong attack charging, but thought it was an up strong, I believe. Otherwise there's no reason to down B directly into it. Right, but either way, beautiful parry coming out from Readek, looking to take this stock in return, maybe make the comeback.
Maybe we see a last stock game this time. Who knows? Oh, I like Lucy's bashes on the Lily. It's really nice. Oh, that's a last stock game, yo.
All right, we finally got into a last stock game, and Readek looking to mount a comeback here as Lucy acting a little bit more aggressively, could bode poorly for her.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, Lucy's off stage that could mean something very bad. But no, I think is Lucy looking for the kill already? Like maybe at 100 could be, right?
I mean, you definitely can get it. Flame Reverse, not going to be able to get the Flame Reverse Bear there, but the up air into the Sein charge will be able to rack up damage, but Lucy just needs a kill.
Yeah, and with a Maypul 160, it should come soon, and the up air will do it.
You can hold that one just straight up, like, up and in. Like, there's no way that one kills with proper DI.
I don't know. I don't know. Was he just trying to drift out then, or would he?
Maybe just didn't have optimal like initial DI, but had optimal drift, so it was close but not quite able to survive. Right, like there's those moments where you almost have the exact perpendicular, but sometimes you don't, right?
Yeah.
Either way, Lucy going to be able to break the chain, going to be able to take the lead in this set, instead of having everything continually tied up or in Readek's favor. And now Readek on the back foot looking for the comeback in the overall match. Readek has always been very, very strong during the best of 3 or best of 5 sections of the first 5s. It's just once you get to the later stages is when you start to see him struggle a little bit more.
He had one first to 5 against the Retro where he was, I think, like down 0-3, 0-4, and then he took 3 games, but I don't know. Now, Lucy taking the lead yet again, and we'll see if it turns out like it did last time, or like the first few games, but definitely interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting. And, like you said earlier, right? Readek, while sometimes will struggle with some of the later games, still has it in him to take those, like he's going to be able to take that stock. And now he needs to dig deep and try to make these kinds of comebacks. Not comeback in this particular game per se, but in the set overall is a complete necessity.
Yeah, for sure. and he's trying to let it happen with this Edgar situation, but not able to get too much out of it, just like 30%. And now he's off stage again, which could lead to something very bad for him. Like, oh, almost death.
Almost death, but not close enough. And Readek,
Oh.
beautiful conversion off of the Lily.
It was a very nice kill. I did not expect Readek to just get the kill off of that.
I mean, that's the Maypul special, you know, especially when you're playing against a light fastballer like Ori. If you can start up a single combo, it could immediately mean death, and Readek going to be able to take this one straight to the bank. So much damage on this stock, and just like that, we are back in business, baby.
Yeah, back to what we've seen after Saturn. Just game 5 was just a little detour. Now we're back to the usual, what we're used to.
Back to your regularly scheduled program, but you know, Readek, if it's all like, the thing is, right now it's all up to Readek, as Lucy has given up on the winning on even stages, and Readek needs to not give up on winning on odd stages, because dear lord, is getting closer and closer to that game 9.
Yeah, to the game that will decide everything. And Lucy going back to her first counter pick, Rockwall, and getting a calm with it would have Readek off stage and will kill him.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the classic Lucy just gonna continue with this dominance, especially on a stage like Rockwall, one of Ori's best stages, and Readek just not able to do the whiff punishing that's necessary if you're going to fight Ori on a stage this tiny.
Yeah, for sure. Readek sort of trying to get some ground break, got like 40% or whatever, but Lucy is now just not only approaching sometimes. Oh no!
No!
Died at 50 to Ori up there.
Okay, well, to be fair, because this is Rockwall, even on DI-in, there are true follow-ups out of that, so Readek was kind of in a checkmate at that point regardless.
That's
so, you know, maybe it's just a matter of preserving the mental, don't want to get hit by too many uppers in a row. Speaking of getting hit by too many aerials in a row, Readek with the double fair, almost able to seal out that stock so early.
yeah, I was seeing red for Lucy there. It was, but now Lucy off stage again without resources. Yeah, she also just parried and couldn't get through Lily, which was very funny to see.
Oh my lord, Lily just gonna disappear right at the exact moment. You know, Lucy just not having a good time with trying to parry that Lily.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that should be death, yeah. And now we're on a last situation on Rockwall of all stages, so this could lead to something pretty explosive.
Flame reverse kills there, but I mean, either way, Readek gonna be able to find a window back into this game. Another lease at life and another missed DI on the up air, and Readek going to be going down here as Lucy takes another game.
How many has he, like?
I think like 4.
Maybe like 5. That's, oh my god.
Oh no.
That's very unfortunate.
It's like, genuinely, you know, I like to meme about it a lot, but it is super difficult. The move comes out on frame 6. It's a matter of understanding when your opponent is going to throw it out rather than actively reacting to it, because in certain situations it is not physically possible to react to that move.
Oh my god. Readek going back to his favorite counter pick, which is a big stage.
I mean, it is a large stage, but one that Ori does excel at. I mean, that's one of the issues with this matchup, right? Neither of these characters have stages that are particularly polarizing in one or the other's direction. It's just a matter of player matchups. Readek, on the other hand, is going to be able to rack up that damage continually, not falling for a lot of the options that Lucy wants him to fall for.
Yeah. Now, Readek actually in the lead on this stage. Will he be able to?
Yes.
Yeah,
The answer is yes.
yeah, that's true.
Not even gonna let Nabel finish her sentence here. Yeah, as Readek just gonna continue to rack up as much damage as possible, and every time that he has a lead, it's so interesting how much stronger he is at covering Lucy's, not necessarily appearances, but approaches.
Mm-hmm. Now we're looking at a fairly. Well, no, Readek is in the lead again, but it is even stocks, which can mean a lot.
Yeah, it can mean a lot, especially when a single conversion means like 30, 40, 50% even from Lucy.
Yeah, now we're looking at an even game right now, unheard of. However, Lucy is sort of taking the lead, just getting way more hits off, and this might be
Oh my lord.
this set stock for Readek right now.
Yeah, this is potentially set stock here, but yeah, Readek just can continue to play the patient, the waiting game, and looking for a kill here. Maybe a forward air, not going to be able to get it.
Not going to be able to get it, but Lucy is still off stage, and now she missed the DI, but even if she hadn't missed the DI, she wouldn't have had any resources, so it wasn't looking good for her.
Yeah, and now Readek back against the wall looking for a way to seal out this game, to bring it to a game 9. Not going to be able to get the tech chase, just misses it by a few frames, and Lucy just taking that straight to the bank, 41% off of a single conversion.
Yeah. It's like Readek has sort of taken the advantage back in the game, but just as I'm saying that Lucy is getting way more hits and us like getting more out of it. Like Readek is already at 90, especially with against Ori. It could, Readek could just die, but Ori is at 100 now, so then it goes for both. It is game 8 last hit.
Just inches away from death, and Readek gonna be able to seal it out with a forward air. And game 9 to start us off with our first 5 exhibitions, baby.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one in a while. Wait, no, last week was one game 9. But just like starting out as that's
I mean, to start off the day, you know, there's nothing that wakes me up more than seeing a game 9. Gonna be ending it off on the Crystal Oasis.
Yeah, Lucy not really believing in different counterpicks. She's just like, yeah, it's a counterpick I've already won on, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's modified DSR, right?
Yeah.
You know, if it's not the last one you won on, it's all good. But either way, Readek going to be taking quite a bit of damage, but has Lucy off stage now.
Has Lucy off stage? I don't know. She is back on stage, but Readek just punishing her landing, I believe, and she's still in disadvantage. This is not
Beautiful
really.
There. Oh, she was dead, and then Lily actually gonna be able to save her, and Readek gonna be able to seal out that first stock regardless. And it seems like he's kept enough juice in the tank this time. Gonna be starting off game 9 in the lead.
That's quite interesting that Readek only at 50%. Can Lucy really just make the comeback here?
I mean, it's definitely doable, and another F-Strong going to keep Readek off stage and into the blast zone with the up air once again.
This is so interesting to watch because right now the game is even, but and the last games have been even, but it's just one person destroying the other one, sort of in. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so incredibly back and forth this time around instead of just one person doing exactly what it is that they want to do, and the other one just watching a cutscene.
Yeah, trying to escape, trying to press the skip button, but it's just not working. Can't find the skip button.
Yeah, no skipping, only the start of Readek's dominance, it seems, as going to be able to bring Lucy to set stock, it seems.
Yeah, but Lucy not going down without a fight.
Oh
And, oh
no!
no, no, why? Oh my god, the roll
Not like that.
habit. Oh no.
Either way, Lucy off stage. Readek going to be looking to burn as many resources as possible here. Not going to be able to do it for long enough, though. And just like that, super even. Lucy off stage once again.
Super even. Like, it just every time someone gets a hit, now I'm like, oh my god. But not so far when Lucy gets a hit, but just when Readek gets a hit and Lucy's offstage, I'm just like, oh my god, this might be it.
I mean, one conversion from Lucy could mean a kill here.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and just like that, anything could start it up. A beautiful DI mix-up from Readek, but not going to be able to get the kill just yet. But the up B
Oh my god.
right off the top, and Readek clutches it out in game 9.
Yeah, that was unfortunate DI on the up B, but what can you do? Readek DI'd so many up as the wrong way, so Lucy can DI one up B wrong.
I mean, it's, you know, you want to get back to stage, right?
Yeah.
So the moment that you do get nabbed by that up P, it's like, ah, shoot, you know, I was trying to get back to stage in that moment. So a little bit unfortunate for Lucy, but for Readek, man, that's one of those clutch moments that I have been missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a great start for the first two fights for your return.